And ladies and gentlemen, welcome on into the Game Arena X Cheeto Wonga Modern Warfare 3 launch event. My name is the Matman, and alongside me once again in the booth 2 days in a row, Mr. Ajax. How we feeling today on Championship Sunday, man?
Feels phenomenal because, of course, the reason why we get to be here in the first place is due to the cast-off competition that happened thanks to Game Arena and Cheeto. And thank you so much for everybody who dropped support in that, all of our fellow co-casters who put on a phenomenal performance yesterday. And it really is an honor to get to be here for Championship Sunday, first time out, and get to enjoy this with you, Matt. And it's only going to get better because, like I said, it's Champ Sunday. $8,000 on the line, 8 teams are left, and we get to see one of your favorites, of course, coming up in a moment. We got Team Acrylic versus Houston Spartans on one half of that winner semi side. The other half, we got Fourth Space Esports versus New Jersey Prodigy. But who we got down there in the loser side?
It's going to be Newberry College and the Saints. I knew you were rooting for them yesterday. They make their way here to Championship Sunday. Had a beautiful performance through the losers bracket yesterday. And then on the bottom there, Galaxy Gaming taking on Pobo Esports, who I have also been keeping a close eye on through this losers run that they have made a very, very solid team. And if you take a look back at yesterday, Pobo Esports handling Eternal Empire 3-1, a close and contested game, but they get it done. And you're looking at the Saints there. I mean, look at this, all the way from losers round 2, taking out Distributed and Co., taking out the Screaming Demons, taking out SVG in a 5-map thriller. Ajax, it's a good pick for the Saints.
Yeah, I felt something in watching the way that they played, and in that game 5 set yesterday, it went down to the wire once again, and that's something that the Saints have constantly had to do since being set down to losers, is they've had to always play to the wire. They had that 1-2-0 against Distributed and Company, but the fact that Pride was just playing out of his mind, the best player in the lobby most of the time, but you can't win on your own. You have to be able to be coordinated with the other teammates too, and Prof, everybody started picking it up, but right now the ones that are the stars of the show is the winner's side. That's Team Acrylic versus the Houston Spartans. And our first map pick we will be jumping to is Subspace on Hardpoint, going over to Karachi for Search, Terminal for Hardpoint. And then you mentioned it before, we're going back-to-back Hardpoint as well with that Skid Row match. So it's going to be kind of wild as we start things off here in the first game of the first game of the day here of Team Acrylic versus Houston Spartans on Hardpoint.
Yeah, Kawa, Perez, Rep, Chaco, some great names over there. We know them, we love them. Streezy, Freaky, Calamity, and Kex donning the pink of Team Acrylic as we get started on this mixy sub-base map, and already 3 dead in the feed and a couple of seconds of hill time coming out for the Spartans, but it's going to be Kex flying on in, trying to get a kill and lock some early hill time down for Acrylic.
We talked about it before. This is a pretty early position you need to get control on, of course, for P1, because once you get over the P2, being able to navigate and watch over essentially the start of rotation to P3 is kind of crazy. So if you don't get a lot of early points here, it's very stressful after that to try and make it so you can keep control of that point. And so far, we're looking exactly that as Team Acrylic continuing to fall over and over again, but they answer back with 2.
They do answer back with 2. Big gunfight coming up here. Kex going to be able to win that one. Now going to try to lock down some of these rotational gunfights. Around they go, and Assassin's Creed up on the rooftops there. Strezzy able to take one out. That's onto Chaco, but Perez thought he had a good position, but it's just pinstripes in the kill feed. Pink, blue, and it's going to be Team Acrylic that ends up winning those trade battles there. 47 seconds left to work with on this hill.
And Freaky looking like a super freak up there at the moment, just continuing to control the top line, but 1 and 2 going in there, clearing house. We almost got a third one along with the 2, but Kex answering back. Does Kex also catch Choco? No, Choco running away smartly, not trying to engage in that gunfight any longer.
Playing his life, playing around with the pistol, ring around the Rosie, a couple of shots go in, but he gets taken out there. Rep will find the trade, but Kex, oh my god! Rep with a slide cancel sends him to the nether realm. 3-piece for Rep, but it's gonna be 2 back right from Team Acrylic as the close spawns and the mixiness of subbase starts to ensue.
We talked about it before. Rotating is not very far here. You take a hop, skip, and a jump over to that new position by the submarine. And we're already seeing body stuff to fall. Kex is always right back in the middle of the fight, wasting no time as he almost catches another one, but falls right there. Perez is also going to fall. So even though they get 1 usually, actually, never mind. It's been a lot of back and forth trade-offs in Acrylic, falling down 3. This will give you a free opportunity here for Spartans to move in.
Yeah, and it's going to be a really weird spawn here as Freaky and all of the company of Acrylic is going to come down this right lane. It's going to be on Houston to try to lock this down. Still 47 seconds to work with, but now the rooftops starting to become a factor. You can see those pink players jumping from the heavens, but only jumping into gunfire as Perez finds one. Not the second, gets traded out by Strezzy, but it's still back and forth action on the rooftops, on the sub base. Everybody seemingly going to the dirt there as no one able to touch the hill until Houston finds their way back in.
And Puris is playing one of the best games of hide and seek right in your face as you could for a while there, but eventually you will fall. Right now, everybody's starting to look to get that rotation going. We got to head back over towards the tunnel, which we already see. Both Kex and Strezzy have made their way there, and there is a little bit of a pressure from Puris, but he doesn't get to sneak in the way he was hoping.
The flank not going to amount to much there. Now Rep trying to push his way in through this mid side. It's a hard point to break at times. We've seen teams struggle, especially pro scrims, pro 8s, even through here. Haven't seen a lot of sub base hard point this weekend as these teams knotted at 59. Acrylic will now implement another lead change. Has to be the second or third lead change we've seen already this morning as Calamity gets shut down by Choco there. Strezzy trying to peek this back door. Knock, knock, hello, who's there? Houston Spartans with a couple of guns ringing and now trying to find their way in, but it's a big 1v1 here from Calamity.
Bodies are falling left and right. Hard to navigate around that many cooked grenades in that position, but he was able to survive at least one. The stun is going to come through, but no follow-up. That time he finds the mark, though. Kex catches him. Freaky moves in. Kex moves in as well. They take it over.
And it's just back and forth action right here. Kex somehow finding the 3-piece there, giving Acrylic now a little bit of about a 10-point to 20-point lead. Depends if they can hold this last 3 seconds, as it does look like they'll do. Kex now one off of that cruise missile. Been playing very, very well this morning. 14 and 11. He does get shut down. Could have been huge for the side of Acrylic there, but they are already on this P5, ready to go, locking it down. But again, we know all of these hills so wide open from these rooftops, it feels like you can see high-rise from here.
It was crucial, too, that the Spartans shut down Kex, because if you get cruise missile going into P5, well, you got P1 right back to back. There's just open space. You can't afford to take that position if you're the Spartans, but right now they do. They're all hovering over the top side of that rail, but it's going to be Calamity who gets one. Is he able to win the follow-up fight? He's got 2 people staring him down. He's going to try and take it out, but Calamity falls, and man, the Spartans continue to hold down the point.
And they get 3 dead clean in the feed. 17 seconds left, but the close spawns here from the side of Acrylic. Going to be able to get a couple of pinstripes in the kill feed, but it's going to be Rep there with 2, Choco with another to get 3 more dead in the feed and lock down this last little bit of scrap time for the Spartans. It's going to be a big little bit of scrap as well, and now only down about 20 points heading back into our second set of rotations. You got to make your way back over to P1. Here we go. The circus starts again.
No real understanding of who to invest stocks in just yet. The market continues to go up and down for both. Nobody really kind of running away with the lead so far. 110 to 95 scores are pretty much the same. Strezzy's going to fall. But as we've seen so many times, Matt, they answer back with trades back and forth as we're seeing once again. Nobody getting a huge lead.
I mean, you talked about it. I mean, just the openness of this map makes it so hard to just even find a hiding spot. I mean, you can see it every time we go to a new angle. It's just a death in the kill feed. Pink, blue. I can't tell who's got a hold on this map right now. Every time we go to somebody, they're dying.
What year is this? Because right now, Drowning Pools are just playing off to the side. Let the bodies hit the floor. Nobody wants to put themselves in the front, but they have to right now. They want to try and get those last few points if they can before they have to navigate that trip over. We're going to see Rep start to move his way over to the new point right now. But once again, the fight's through. It gets smacked in the face.
Booyaka 619 off the top rope there. 128 to 104. It is the Houston Spartans that are in control of P2, but that doesn't mean a lot on this map because as soon as you think you have control, it can get shut down, taken away from you very quickly. But I gotta say, a lot of blue in the kill feed, 4 up, 4 down.
This is a big opportunity for the Spartans to start to actually pile on and build a little bit on that deficit that they had. We're going to see them even it up now as it just passes over the 128 mark. The Team Acrylic trying to find their way in. Freaky's going to go low. We're going to see a couple go high. Is Freaky going to be able to snag one? No, he loses out.
Hanwha on a 5 spree, only needs 1 more to find that cruise missile. He's got it in the back pocket now. 27 and 14 from him. He's had an amazing game so far, continuing this run, but it's 3 dead in the feed from the pink. They're flying in now, and now in control of the hill, but only for 10 seconds. Knock, knock, right next door, only 20 feet away is P3 on the submarine.
Now do your best to try and get to the submarine without having that cruise missile drop right on you, but that's going to be a big part of why they're going to set up now, get those trophies up, make sure everybody's in position. Freaky coming around on the side, but already got got peeked, so we're going to take that look at Choco versus Freaky, and he does get peeked on and ends up getting taken out immediately.
Dopey, Sneezy, Sleepy. What are the 7 dwarfs' names? I don't even know, man. I mean, it's just going back and forth. Oh, the cruise missile. It sounds loud. It's coming in. If it can do any damage, it'd be huge for the side of Acrylic. They're gonna get taken out. Kamwa is just on this tear. 32 and 16, almost a minute on Hill in this mixy back and forth action. The Houston Spartans have been able to fight their way down from about 30 down now to 30 up. It's still Acrylic though. Meds, I was about to say, are making their way to the hill, but 3 dead in the feed.
Perez was looking like the bashful dwarf up there, never really wanted to overcommit and try to drop down and get the shots in, but he finally gets called out for it. However, still, even with them losing out in some of those firefights, they're still holding this lead. They're still sitting at 174. Conwa's just been hanging out on that position in the center for so long. We're going to move over to tunnel now, but taking a look at that kill streak, just the KD ratio in general, Conwa sporting 35 kills and has really picked it up over the last minute or so.
I mean, and there's still a lot of game left to be played. I mean, we could see Kamwa go 40, 50. How many kills is he going to get here? As it is Acrylic that are trying to fight this push, but it's just not happening as Kamwa goes on another 5 spree. Absolute pandemonium from Kamwa.
We're seeing that 40 bomb come in very soon. We have plenty of time left to go. We're still not near that 250 mark yet, and I think the way that they've been playing, I wouldn't be surprised to see Team Acrylic start to even things back up. They've been holding down the tunnel very well. We're going to see a lot of bodies fall, though. Choco getting shots in where he can. Kex falls immediately after. They're all getting caught on their way through, and Houston takes over.
And Choco just playing with that pistol right now. Kamwa continues to sit people down. Perez as well, finding another one there. Acrylic still trying to fight back, but the lead is starting to get away from them now. 205 to 147. It has to be Acrylic that have to be at this new hill quickly, but it's the Spartans. They are here. They are locking this hill down. They are creeping ever so slowly on that 250 mark. Now at 215, Kamwa hits the 40 bomb at 40 and 20.
You need early dominance right now because you're going for P5 right back over to the other side of the street, if you will. You can't afford to let this get too far away, and so far, that's exactly what's happening. The Houston Spartans sitting on 226. We're going to see a contest, though. We're going to see Kex find his way through. How long can he actually hold that, though, is the question. It's been very difficult for Acrylic over the last minute or so, but they might have a shot here to start building back up.
Yeah, they've got to have this 22 seconds, though. It is detrimental to them. They cannot allow even a second to go in the way of Houston Spartans, and you've got to think as well that you've got to start hitting that quick rotation onto P1, at least to control spawns. Strizzy finds 2. It's a big 2 for him, but immediately shut down by Choco. Rep going to be able to find another one there in the top area. This crap does go the way of Acrylic, but you've got to think if Houston's able to lock down even just the first little bit of this P1 time, they're going to hit the 250 mark already at 230.
You can't afford to let things go past this point. Perez getting caught with his toes hanging out the door, but he was able to sneak away when he needed to the most. Kex might get dropped in on, though. He didn't pay attention to who was up top. That's a free kill for them right there. Are they going to get that trade-off? No. Instead, it's going to be Freaky who gets 1. Freaky gets 2. Freaky started to make his work all the way through. Can he actually finish what they need? They need to hold down this point right now.
Man, it's Sunday, but it's looking like Freaky Friday out here. Freaky doing everything he can for Acrylic right now. Still 30 seconds left to work with. Now the 200 mark is well being crept up by Acrylic now. It's still pink in the kill feed right now, and they're continuing to win the battles of the trades. Now 21 seconds left to go. You can see that the Houston Spartans have already decided, hit the early rotate. We don't want to fight for this scrap. Play for P2 here. But Acrylic now only needing 1 solid break in, and they could have P2 under their control. 10 seconds go their way. This is going to be very, very close, Ajax.
Matt, we're heading down to the wire once again. Freaky's going to fall. Choco's over there hovering over the line they need. They need to make sure everybody is rotating for free over to P2, and this could be where the final fight comes down. Everybody has to head over, and we're going to see one fall. Perez has really been picking it up over the towards the end of the game period, but he's going to get caught finally. Conwa coming in. He's already dropped the 40 bomb. He's going for a potential 50. It continues to climb, and we only have 4 points left.
It's 3, it's 2, it's 1. You gotta find a break, and they don't find it. 250, and oh my gosh, you can see it. Conwa talking, standing on business. 47 kills out of Conwa in map 1, and what a barn burner there.
We talked about it yesterday. Conwa started things off with a little bit of spice, pointing out that 4 and 15 someone had, saying, what in the world are you even contributing to? And a little bit going back and forth of the way that they were talking. We were talking earlier how Conwa and company were actually together on Team Acrylic before this. And this time they're separated. Conwa maybe, who knows, has a little bit of extra data on the prior team or just has a little bit of spite on the shoulder. Who knows? But right now, that was looking dominant. Even as close as that match was, that was only map number 1.
In a map number 1 in what could be a very, very long series as well. I mean, you drop 47 kills in a map 1. You've got to be feeling the juices flowing for Championship Sunday, man. And you gotta say, I don't know, 47? Are we serious? 47 in a map 1. This guy's got the amount of kills that we saw some kids have in a full series yesterday in one map. Houston gets it done, 250, 219. And Ajax, as you said, despite 47, that map was still anybody's map heading into P2.
Yeah, and somehow both days in a row, we were blessed with being able to see Hardpoint go that close of a set. It wasn't the 250 to 247 we saw with that Saints match, but it was still a great one nonetheless. And we talked about it pre-show as well. One of the things about Subbase is how chaotic it can feel sometimes because you're moving right from one to the other. You're not crossing the map trying to rotate. You are essentially guiding yourself over to the next spot. So you have to pick and choose. Do you want those final points or do you want to start positioning early? And if you're going to position early, you better send out a strong ace to control that position. So we saw a lot from Conwa. So we also saw a whole lot from Perez too. Perez was always right there knowing he wouldn't get hit. And that's a big part of why they were able to take game number 1. They just were able to separate, coordinate, and get the job done.
Yeah, and especially on a map like Subbase, we know how much teamwork can become a big factor on that map, as well as just playing your trades, right? Because it's such a mixy map, because you are going to have a lot of deaths on that map. You have to get that out of the way in your head. Clear as day. You're going to die a lot. But if you can play your trades and you can work out those rotational gunfights, and like you said, get that early positioning, which I felt Houston did very, very good job of in the later stages of the map. You could see in the first stages, they were a little bit behind. They were a little bit on the back foot. As the map went on, as the gunnies started to heat up a little bit, you could see they full take over there at about that 150 mark where they just started extending that lead from that P4 to P5, rotating it back onto P1. Get a little mixy there in the end, but they lock it down. And taking a look now at our map set coming into the rest of this one, because as the CoD gods have graced today, and maybe Cheetahwunga himself, no control being had at this tournament. I love it. S&D and Hardpoint only. We're rocking on Karachi next. S&D. Ajax, tell me what you like.
Well, for one, this is exactly the type of bout we expected to see from seeds number 2 and number 3, as close as you could get in that first one. But that one is about throwing bodies at the target, if you will. You have to be so much more careful on Karachi, because if you were out of position over by the bridge on B, you're getting lit up. You can't afford to have that happen. So I'm curious as to how that's going to go down with Conwa. I think I'm perfectly content with having Conwa or Perez controlling that bridge side. So I think that's going to be a big target point for Team Acrylic, noticing which one of them is going to be the one that's more in the fray, willing to be up front, and picking them off as quickly as possible. But where do you think we're going off? Because in my view, I think that Houston might favor B, considering how dominant they were in open fights. Do you see Team Acrylic maybe heading over to A more often, or are they willing to take that contest over at B?
I really think sometimes that A site can almost be even a little harder to break, especially if you're not as aggressive as you'd like to be off the start. Getting into that back restaurant area can sometimes be a pain in the behind, as them would like to call it, if you're not getting there early, taking those good gunfights. This is just a map where I feel like it is going to be hard for Team Acrylic to deal with players like Conwa. You know, how we talked about it yesterday, where you kind of have to shut down a player like Prod. You got to shut down a player like Conwa, because right now he's on a heater. He's feeling himself. You've got to shut down the confidence very early in this Karachi. Get a good few rounds lead early. If they don't, I really see the Houston Spartans being able to kind of have their way on this map. I will say, though, it is Team Acrylic's map pick, so we'll have to see what kind of strats they have up their sleeves, what kind of aces they're hiding to really come out and take a map off of Houston. Because if they go down 0-2 in this series and you're heading to a map like Terminal Hardpoint, where you know Conwa is hitting to have his playground, it's going to be very, very difficult to bring this series back.
100% agree. You have to go into game number 3 at a 1-to-1 set count, because the way Conwa was able to run that last game, you're giving him even more open line of sight in Terminal. That's not going to be good for anybody's life expectancy. We maybe see a 50 bomb come in from that one, but I do kind of like the idea of the bit of chaos that is presented at A, you know, positioning around the bus, getting yourself set up, and forcing more movement out of Houston. But Houston has been so committed to when they set up, that's theirs. That I have bought this house. The housing market may not be good, but I spent the money on it that I'm about to get from this $8,000 tournament winning. So I have a lot of hope though, because biasly, you already know, these matches have all been so close. I want to see it go the distance. I don't know if we see a set count 11 of this one. I don't know if I don't think we make it all the way to 11. I want to say probably a 6-4 finish, but I still think it's going to be pretty close, and it's going to be on people like Kex and Freaky, who really picked it up in that last game to make another stride, but they really need to see huge contributions from Calamity as well, who was performing well, but lost out on a lot of gunfights that they needed the most.
And it does look like that bomb going to be chilling a little bit mid area right now, as it does look like Team Acrylic. Slow push onto the B site, just trying to figure out how they would like to attack this round one. You can see Houston set up with a 2-2 split as Rep, a couple early shots in, but doesn't amount to much there, only a few hit markers, as we are still slow and steady on the map.
They got their data they need. You could see it looks like Calamity is considering maybe moving over to A because they're getting hit up a bit. But we do have both Freaky and Strezzy trying to break through, see if they can sneak along. But there's Kex trying to catch a peek as well. Rep did fall already. That's Choco, and all of a sudden they have exactly what they need for point B.
3v2 situation now, man up. Ooh, Calamity with an absolute dire kill. If the bomb goes down in the back in a 2v2 situation, you can kiss this round goodbye. But now in the 1v3, Perez, all angles surrounded. Team Acrylic up 1-0. And you like to see that out of Team Acrylic, especially after how that last hardpoint went. They're taking some of the success that they found, that early aggression, playing off of the information rather than the gunfights. They find that first kill, and they're able to lock down that B site. A perfect round for the start for Acrylic.
An amazing job from Calamity after we just talked about how he had moments but wasn't winning out on some of those gunfights in that last match. This one gets the drop shot necessary to go ahead and win, where he was looking behind. He was not recognizing at first that he was coming. Perfect, like a situational awareness, and then finishing it out with the pistol fight at the end there. That was just a perfect round that they needed to happen.
Yeah, I mean, if he goes down on the bomb as well in the back, not going to be a big opportunity for you there, as this is an awkward gunfight here. Rep just playing along this top side, and that's what I was wondering if we would see, as Calamity's gonna find that first blood, and now this shot's in, but I wanted to see the smokes come out. There's a lot of talk about it being GA'd this year. We're not sure if it's gonna be able to be kept in, but as right now, smokes are in. Use them in S&D. They can be a dire utility option, as Stressy able to find the kill there. Perez able to pick up the bomb, but now it's the Houston Spartans in a 2v3, man down. They do have the B site a little bit open here. Gotta find a kill onto Stressy. It absolutely does. Rep is on the move, the silent footsteps. Now gonna become a factor, but Calamity takes out the bomb planner. Now all on to Rep in a 1v2.
Rep doesn't have an impossible situation, but a very difficult one. You have to get over to the bomb. You have 25 seconds left. You already see Calamity's in position, but misses out on the shot, gives away his position because of that, and they're able to get the W. That is back-to-back great wins that they needed here to start off map 2.
Yeah, absolutely, and you can definitely tell that the Houston Spartans are a little bit more of a respawn team, it seems like. They want to fly at you. They want to force gunfights out of you. They want it mixy. They want the chaos to ensue. While Acrylic on the other side, they seem a little bit more put together. They want to make this a chess match. They want to make the Spartans think a little bit more. They want to extend these rounds out as long as they can. And you see Acrylic putting the pressure to them early, just making sure that they stay in advantageable positions and advantageable situations.
Well, I didn't realize we were watching Invincible, because Calamity telling them to think about this potential cruise missile that might find its way in soon. He's sitting on a 4-0 streak. They need that to be gone. Kex gives away position, but drops out immediately, not really trying to give away much more than that. Early bomb over, nobody creeped, so nobody's going to get caught by that.
Conwa could have a kill on the bomb here. A shoulder peek and a wow! What a reach out at a Freaky! That guy's got some cojones on him. That is a wild reach out. Finds the kill and evens things up, 3 apiece in the round. But Rep, a beautiful kill back onto Strezzy, will get them the man advantage in the round and tilt things back in Houston favor.
If there's one thing Rep has been able to do consistently so far, is survive to the end and have good patience on positioning. Never really bumping early, but we're going to see a loss. Freaky had position early, but Choco turned that around. And now all of a sudden, Freaky stuck all by himself. And I don't know. This one's much worse. 1-3.
Yeah, I mean, Freaky, he's got a good position up here in this top AC. It's going to be hard to get to him, but the problem with him right now is he's got 19 seconds to get this bomb planted, and the Houston Spartans are fully okay with sitting and waiting for him to come through. They'll find the kill, and the Houston Spartans will find their first round on the board, save themselves from going down 3-0 early in the series. And Ajax, that is a big, big swing round for the side of the Spartans.
Yeah, we talked about it before. Reps, patience, just waiting it out. That was the play that Freaky had to make too. You have to win that fight, get rid of the person watching over B position so you could sneak in that bomb and get under the bridge as fast as possible. But Calamity finally falling. They will not get access to that cruise missile they were looking for, but still, Team Acrylic looked good. Couple pickoffs that happened. Really, the big one being Choco turning around that kill that he was definitely, in my opinion, didn't look like he was supposed to have. And Conway getting picked off early too.
Well, I mean, that's the thing about Modern Warfare 3, is the higher TTK. You really got to hit your shots as Freaky hits some shots there. And oh no, Rep doesn't know where he goes. Playing Ring Around the Rosie, able to find him. Now expecting one more inside. Rep with the drop shot, give him two. Oh, not the third though. Will get shut down by Kex, and it leaves Choco alive in a 1v2. Gotta find both of these players and get this bomb down.
We talked about it before. This is Team Acrylic's pip here on map 2. Looks like we might be making an attempt. Well, they were making an attempt early on A for the first time, but everything is lined up. This is not going to be an easy way to sneak over. Kex just waiting, not trying to budge. Does get caught in the stun. Wait a minute. All of a sudden, we got the 1v1.
1v1 situation, and it's awkward, but Calamity gets the drop on him, and Team Acrylic gets their third round on the board, extends this lead, and stays in the lead as well. Avoids the 2-2 tie. And that Renetti, man, I love that gun, man. One of my favorite pistols that we've had in the game in a long, long time.
Yeah, he's been doing amazing so far. A Calamity really being the star of the show here in map 2. And everyone else kind of picking it up as well. Let's see if they're able to keep this lead. I talked about it before. My pre-match guess was this would be a 6-4. Houston looked way too strong in that last match. But here's a big part of what they do not have happening in that last match comparison. Matt, Conwa and Perez have no kills on the board compared to how dominant they were in that first match on Hardpoint.
I mean, yeah, and you can definitely see it. Houston Spartans definitely feel better in a respawn mode. And now Conwa able to find his first, able to find his second. Now, Houston Spartans opening up this round. 2-man advantage. Conwa looking for another there. Going to get out with his life. Let his teammate play the trade. And they are going to continue to keep that advantage in this round.
That's exactly what they needed. Conwa on cue as we talk about it. Says, hey, let's calm down, Chief. I still got plenty in me. And this could be the round that they need to bring it back. Freaky is the last one alive. Hovering over by A. If he could win the fight up against Perez, he has a shot.
This is still, though, not the situation he would like to be in here. 35 seconds left to get this bomb down. You've got all 4 players from Houston still standing tall. Perez, I think he got the sounding cue on him there. So Freaky going to be trying to move his way in here. Perez, checks it, doesn't see him. Both of these players just playing Ring Around the Rosie. But the Houston Spartans find another kill, find another round, and are inching their way ever so closely to knotting this one up. I had to say something right there. That do-rag is criminal. That is criminal out of the Acrylic players right there. I'm not sure who that is, but what...
Well, one thing I will say is I think you were very right on the fact that Perez caught the sound cue because Rep actually started moving over towards A after he hovered over a little bit too high. Freaky did the best job that he could, but this is what we talked about before. It's first to 6. Even if you go behind a couple points, it doesn't matter. If you got a match, you got a chance. Right now, they're taking a chance on B point once again.
Oh, I love this. The fake smoke mid, and look at all of these players making their way around towards B. A little bit of CSGO strats, but the problem is Calamity is up here laying like the Dark Knight, Batman himself, waiting to get the drop on one of these players. The bomb gets planted in front of his eyes. He's able to drop one, takes one onto Conwa. Now looking for more, but that bomb does put pressure on Acrylic right now as 36 seconds left to find this defuse. Perez finds Calamity on top of the rooftops, and now things start to become a little mixy.
Exactly what they needed. They needed to catch Calamity, who had the best position. Looked away at the last second, too, not noticing that as they walked over. But Rep gets the peek, and Strezzy all by himself, bomb alone. Everybody's lighting up, and Strezzy already figured out he does get Rep.
It's still a 1v2 situation. 14 seconds left to find this bomb and defusal. He's got to go. He's got to go now. 7.5 is all it takes. And oh no! Absolutely sat down in the late part of the round. Houston Spartans knotting things up at 3 apiece. And Perez with the jump chow. Renetti ringing and Renetti's hitting.
Good job on that last second dip behind two, taking himself out of the line of sight because he was kind of dead to rights for a second there, but good movement by Perez. We talked about it before, always willing to be right in the fray on hard point. That does not change once we get into this spot, and we have an even set count here in map 2.
Halfway through 6 rounds, we've played on the 7th now, knotted at 3 apiece, and it's just back and forth action. It's exactly what we hoped for, honestly, Ajax, and these players not failing to deliver whatsoever as Keck's going to deliver a first blood to the side of Acrylic there. Gets them the man advantage in the round here early, a hop, a jump, and a skip across the way, and now looking to make some damage here, playing this top area. Rep may not know how close these players are to him, but it's going to be Choco with a nade, Rep with a kill, that gives the man advantage right back to Acrylic.
Great job from Rep getting the sneak that he needed. They're going to move themselves up 3-2 right now. Nobody getting any position now on the bomb, though, with the bomb being down. It's going to be much more stressful to get things going, but we do see a trade-off there. Kex always picking up right where he needs. You can see Choco waiting to see if Kex pokes his head back out. You already saw him get shot off before, and he gets the early peek, but he dips out of the way. You got to run. That's not a good position.
No, Choco, they've got to be able to get this bomb as well. If you're Team Acrylic, only 30 seconds left to find it, get it planted, or find one of these kills. Rep's going to find one, but Calamity will find the other and leave both of these men in a 1v1. 21 seconds left. Rep 8-4 to his name. Calamity 7-3. A big 1v1 here. Bomb's going to get planted.
He guessed correctly. He's too busy paying over attention by center. We're going to get the bomb planted right now. Like we said, it's a 1v1 left. Calamity getting himself behind the wall, and he doesn't know that he's there. He's going to take the peek, and he catches him not noticing, and that's going to be a free defuse. Amazing job from Rep, keeping himself in control, going up with a 3-kill streak during that round as well, and they take over the lead for the first time in this map.
I mean, that is just a read right there, right? You check your corners, you make a decision, and it's the absolute right one. I mean, what reads out of Rep right there? I mean, if you're Calamity, the last space you're expecting him to come is from your back as you think there's just a wall behind you, but no, it's Reciprocity.
Now all of a sudden things get a little bit spicy. We've gone from a 2-win in a row start for them. Calamity has been doing amazing, of course, at the start, but taking a look over at Rep, taking over a look at Choco, even though Perez and Conwa may not have had the all-star games you expect out of here, it's a team effort, and they're doing amazing at that right now as they have what could be a build up to a big lead. Are they able to hold it though? Calamity trying to catch one early at B. The grenade was out, but nobody hit.
Nobody hit right now. Is that bomb hiding over there in the spot? That is an awkward gunfight. Kex, he seemingly knows that there's someone here, and he's going to be able to take him out. That's on to Combo. That's going to be the bomb dropped as well for the side of the Houston Spartans. Perez will even things back up now into a 3v3. And what was a 3-1 lead for Acrylic is now 3 rounds in a row for the Houston Spartans. They have this 1-round lead, but as Ajax said, are they able to build on it? Are they able to hold it, or will we be knotted up at 4 apiece?
Yeah, Team Acrylic feeling some type of way after Conwa was letting the words fly after the end of that last match for good reason, had every backing to it, but they have really shut it down. They said, shh, it's okay, go to sleep. Right now they're trying to make sure they put this one to bed. If they can continue to build on the lead, at the moment the bomb is nobody's hands, and they're doing an amazing job of making sure that stays that way.
I mean, it is in no man's land right now. You've got to find one of these players and be able to find a way to open up this bomb site. They do find Kex in the back. That's huge for them. They've got to be able to get this bomb planted down. If the planter gets killed, this round's over. There's the planter kill. Now the awkward 1v1. All Perez has to do is try to find this kill, but Freaky all has to do is lay down and wait. That's exactly what he'll do, and Team Acrylic finds their 4th round, stops the metaphorical bleeding, and knocks us up at 4 apiece. And Ajax, you said it. You didn't feel like we could see round 11, but how are you feeling about it now?
You know, it has been it's been a little too close for me to want to commit to that idea anymore. I think we get to that round 11. It's been back and forth. Everybody started to pick it back up. Rep joining the Perez, blah, joining the party very heavily in that last match. 5-4 now, looking good, has the 2-kill streak. They have a few rounds left to go. You could potentially see that cruise missile at the end if he's able to keep that same confidence going.
Absolutely. His Team Acrylic now looking to push up into this middle building a little bit, try to apply some pressure early on the defensive side. His Team Acrylic just looking for a way to plant this bomb. See the Houston Spartans now having to force to back up. The Yades and Util being used really perfectly from Acrylic here to open up this bomb site.
Yeah,
really a forced pressure.
Freaky being very careful. Kex already has coverage, so is looking over to make sure that if anybody tries to poke their head out, they can make that play if they want. Kex does poke his head over. Ooh. We're going to see a reveal, though, and that's going to be Perez falling.
Yeah, that's why that middle position, if you can push up, especially on the offense, put the pressure on defensive side early, get some map control, you can really be a nuisance, a thorn in the side, and that's exactly what Strezzy has done here. That bomb may be able to go down, but 23 seconds left to find a plant here. Ajax, the pressure starting to amount on Acrylic. If Choco's able to find that kill from the backside onto the bomb planter, make the time a factor, Houston could steal a round away, and now the bomb being able to go down. Nades over top. Will the bomb be able to get planted? Oh, did he not? He stopped planting. They might have killed the planter. 4 seconds left in Ajax. They've done it.
I don't know when he got the reveal on that, but nobody was looking over at B. The grenade toss might have caught a clip on someone as it switched over the view, and they were able to sneak in and stop that plant with literal seconds, because that started, I think they were about 1 second away from getting a successful plant, and Conwa coming in to close it out. They steal back that lead. 5-4, one match away from potentially going up 2-0 in the set count.
I mean, and they were down 3-1 in this match. Remember, I mean, a beautiful comeback, 4-1 run that Houston Spartans are on right now to put themselves on map point. And like Ajax said, trying to take a nice 2-0 series in the lead, heading back to hard point on Terminal. You basically kiss your hopes goodbye as Perez opens it up with the first blood, though. Strezzy will find the trade back onto Combo to even things up into a 3v3.
The bomb is down, so they need to make the decision now. They decided to go for the read onto A, and they caught them slipping. Like we said before, it's 3-3. So plenty of time left. You just need to get exits to that bomb, and currently you take a look over at Kex, who's just waiting. They go ahead, poke out, and we're going to see Strezzy catch rep, but he trades off. It's now 2-2.
And I don't know how he didn't see Choco in the back either. A beautiful chow from Kex. Slide around the corner, sit him down, and now Choco, the only man left alive, 1v2. If he wins this, he'd be a legend among men. But right now, the shots only hit markers.
We haven't seen anybody win that clutch moment they need just yet, but this is the time to try and do it if you want to make sure you don't get to that round of 11. But nobody needing the budge at the moment. You see him. Oh, but he catches him slipping. There's 23 seconds left. There's still plenty of time to still catch this. If he can sneak over, he just needs to get the kill and maybe get that bomb, and he's going to try and drop down. Maybe no. Choco getting caught. Calamity now knows where he is.
Yeah, a nice kill. Gotta get that bomb and get it planted. Choco is just taking the long routes right here. I think he's trying to find this player. Nothing going for him right now. He's got to be able to jump through the window. He's got to try to find this plan. Looking around, playing Ring Around the Rosies, but he's looking for Ghost right now. Calamity, the hide-and-seek master, gets it done and forces round 11 in Ajax. Never a more important S&D round for Team Acrylic. This could be the difference right here between tying things up at 1 apiece in the series or going down 0-2, heading in to a terminal hardpoint where you know that Conwa is just licking his chops for.
Like I said, it's very detrimental. You never want to go down 2-0 at any point in time in any set. And right now, they have been able to do exactly that. Try and stop them. Maybe go to that game number 6 in their favor with that 1-1. And at the moment, it's very stressful. Whether they commit, and that's an early pickoff. We're going to see Kex fall.
Kex falls to Conwa, but the Houston Spartans did find the first blood in the last round, weren't able to capitalize on it and close this one out. Now having the first blood in this round, you're on the defensive side as well. You just gotta sit down. You have to play patient CoD. You have to force Acrylic to come to you. That's exactly what Conwa does. It was a tough start for him at 0-4, but now 6-8, really turning things around. But Strezzy be able to find him, even things up a little bit, but it's still a man advantage to Houston.
3-2 right now. The bomb is over on Freaky, but Freaky hoping for Strezzy to get some data and figure out where they are. You can see Strezzy hunting all over the place to try and sneak around, get that flank in, but he's going to be met in a moment. He does get prepped, but he's going to fall in the trade. 1-2. It's all on Freaky to get the job done.
That's a beautifully played trade from Houston there. They'll give one to get one here, especially still having the man advantage in the round. Now 17 seconds. You have said the bomb is on Freaky. That's the advantage he does have. Now he's got the 1v1. It is a 1v1 in a round 11. There's only 9 seconds left. He's got to be able to get this bomb plant down, or is he going to elect to go for the kill? No, the bomb plant is going to go down. Bomb check in onto him. The nade hits. He is weak. He's got to try to find this kill. It's ring around the rosy. It's a tough gunfight around the bus here. Choco not able to find it. Stuns out Freaky, making a move.
It's all about guessing correctly right now. We're going to see Choco decided to go the back route. He's going to be able to catch him, not paying attention, and he gets the bomb defuse that they needed, and they pop off accordingly. The Houston Spartans find the dub that they were looking for, and they are going to go up 2-0 in the set count. Choco putting the team on his back when they needed it all throughout this match, and they get 2 maps here, moving into that third one on that terminal hardpoint.
What a map and what a series we are having right now. 2-0 does not tell the story. Team Acrylic looking dumbfounded right now. They had a 3-1 lead in that map, and it all slips away from them in the round 11. Houston Spartans get it done. Ajax, talk about ice. Round 11, Choco needs to find it. What a kill, what a play, and Houston Spartans up 2-0 heading into terminal hardpoint. They might want to get the brooms out because we could be looking at a clean sweep here.
It might happen. I mean, B point was dominantly favored for a good amount of the early plants, and they decided to make that move around to A. It was a good read, I believe, on Team Acrylic who caught that. But then comes the final round. Nobody really knew how to commit. The last 1v1. Such a stressful point. It really is putting your team on your back at that point to try and make sure you keep it together. But Choco, throughout the entirety of that, was always doing well. Conwa started to pick it up at the end. Pura started to pick it up on the end. But Choco really the star of the show that the Houston Spartans needed. And that is really a big part of their strengths. Even though these 2 matches have been really close, Matt, Houston Spartans has had always somebody who's able to clutch it out when they need it and really pick it up. And that's why they're sporting this 2-0 lead right now against Acrylic.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can look at those map counts right there, 250 to 219, 6-5, about as close as it gets through 2 maps. But as you said, it's Houston Spartans who are able to find the ice in these late situations, late game situations where it's so important when the scoreline is almost even. They find a way to get it done twice in a row, and now heading back to their map pick, Terminal. It's a fan favorite. It's a player favorite. I think it's an everyone favorite here. And Houston, you got to give them the advantage here.
We talked about it before. I mean, spent many hours of my high school years on this map, and many people will be spending many more hours of their life on this map once again as we have returned the terminal. And it's just such a straightforward game plan. You get your lines and you control them. The only problem here is how stressful it can be. If you don't get access to Burger Town early, you're going to be screaming for help. If you don't get access to the plane early, you could lose the entire match. So it's going to be on Team Acrylic to play as optimal as possible. Going into this and Freaky looking for an early pick, does not catch it.
Does not catch it. Rep will find one onto Calamity, but the nade kill back onto Rep. But it is the Houston Spartans that are locking down this early time. But Acrylic, all they're wanting to do right now is still just lock these P2 spawns down, try to set up for a money hill in P2. But Strezzy, from around the backside, going to be able to cause some damage. But Kamla takes him down, and it's still Houston Spartans in full control.
We talked about it before. Conwa starting off the round with 4 straight kills. He's looking to get towards a cruise missile already. He's got to reload. He's got to make sure that he goes back in correctly. But he had the save from the team, so he doesn't even need to worry about it.
It's just blue all around, and finally Freaky ends the blue streak, but still 13 seconds left to work with on P1. Gonna go into the back pocket of the Spartans, and they've set themselves up very well. Even though they're down a lot here, Acrylic has set themselves up for a P2.
Exactly what they need. Like, look, you got to relinquish when you can. Get into the store and start buying early. Go. But right now, it's a BOGO potentially as we're giving away one. But do we get another one for free? As we do, we're going to go ahead and get over the point. And now all of Team Acrylic having to navigate back over Houston Spartans. Even with that early rotation, they just did not care.
No, it's an early rotation and it's an early break from the Houston Spartans, and it's exactly why they are so difficult to go against in hardpoint. Kama already on a 5 spree. Choco, Paco, Perez, everyone finding kills right now. 67-4. It is an absolute demolition job. This is just insanity. Conwa on a 7 spree. He hasn't died. He still hasn't died. Conwa, somebody stop him.
8 kills in before he finally fell, and congratulations everybody. Here comes some artillery pretty soon. Go ahead and group up if you'd like, but better look at the ceiling, as that cruise missile will be finding its way to you pretty soon once rotation is done.
Once rotation is done right now, it does seem like Acrylic has won it for now, but it's Conwa continuing to be the thorn in the side of Acrylic. The nade kill does finally go on, but it's Acrylic in control of P3 plane right now. Still 47 seconds left to work with, but a big lead mounted throughout the first 2 hard points for Houston.
This is exactly where you can start to take the map back. Once you get a hold of the plane, this could usually be a pretty free, uncontested position, as it's so difficult. As we see right there, trying to poke your head above the ladder is just so tough. Trying to look around anywhere, you're going to get picked off every time. This is exactly the moment that Team Acrylic needed as they control the plane, and they need to start thinking about rotating soon, and that's exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah, and I mean, you already saw Houston just chalk the rest of that time with 23 seconds. It's no... Oh, here, Calamity finds the kill. I was about to say there's no point in it, just wasting time, wasting spawns. But now, as you see, the kill's starting to come through for Calamity and for Acrylic. Houston is in control of the Burger Town trophies, locked down. They're looking to hold this one down. They're looking to cook up a big old juicy burger here. As 56 seconds left, they're looking to hold the full 60.
Well, this is huge. Calamity just got access to the cruiser missile, so if they can start to clear here, they can catch them on spawn. But you see all the blue team coming through. This is going to be pretty rough to try and navigate around it. They break the hill. That's so difficult to get through. It's their time to clock in.
It is their time to clock in. They are on the shift. Early morning in the Burger Town, locking it down. 33 seconds still left to work with. Could implement a lead change if they're able to find all the gunfights, but Perez gonna be putting in some work here. Finds one in on early, maybe the second in the back. Not gonna happen. A beautiful position though for Calamity. Zillin in the corner, he'll find 2. 18 seconds left, and you may as well think about just rotating a hold down bookstore right next door from one shop to another here in the terminal. As we go 96-103, almost knotted.
It's time to renew that book, that new license, because the way things are going, they did not have the read on them anymore. They had pure dominance at the beginning, but we're going to start seeing everybody fall. They got that early rotation they needed, and Conwa starting to get picked off as well, sitting at 16, but Kex winning on that fight was huge, because now they can double up as they pressure here for the point.
Yeah, it is the back spawns, though, locked in for Houston now. They know where they have to look. Just win the gunfights. Reps on a 5 spree himself, flying on in. It's Kamwa continuing to throw his body in and just willing to take gunfights. 18-10. The hardpoint demon striking once again as Houston locking the first 30 seconds of this hill in the back pocket, continuing as we are now already about to head back to P1 for our second set of rotations.
We talked about it before. It is so crucial that you just understand when you need to relinquish the position. They got so much out of that, but that first game, if it revealed anything, that is that hardpoint maps can be extremely close. So it's okay, let it rock. They're starting to move over. It's starting to get back to P1. It looks like they're going to be able to do so, but they have all of Team Acrylic moving their way over as well. They already picked off on a 1-to-1 trade. They need to get more, but Choco getting him as he showed up.
Choco with the chokehold right now on P1, able to lock down some of this time, contested for now, but the shots coming through from Kex, able to find 1, but no more than that. Rep and Choco will find 2 and continue to lock this one down for the Houston Spartans, and it's exactly what we saw in that sub-base map. It's a close early map, but the Houston Spartans at some point in these hardpoint matches just seemingly able to walk away with a lead, extend it ever so slightly, and you look up right now, 167 to now just the 100-point mark being crossed for Team Acrylic as the gunfights continue to come in.
You already know there's going to be a whole lot of artillery flying in there in the moment they do have the trophy set up, but you need to start getting around that. We're going to see Perez sneaking his way through, both of them getting picked off, and now they get to take the point back, start to get 15 seconds more. They're already navigating back over to the market. This is, you couldn't have asked for a better closeout to P1 for Houston Spartans.
Yeah, and I mean, when you go through that P5 to P1 back to P2. If you hold these security spawns, you can pretty much control good side of the map for 3 whole hard points, and it's exactly what Houston's done. They've locked down that P5, they locked down P1, now they're into holding P2. It's been a perfect set of rotations coming in from the first set to the second, and now Houston already 200-point threshold crossed. They cannot win it here, but 42 seconds still to work. They can get right on the door of that 250 mark.
Man, it really is accurate to TSA because they're not letting you through with anything. Trying to come back from the plane side is going to be impossible, but Conway's going to get picked off over in the store. It doesn't matter, though, as they still continue to hold down this hard point. They're sporting 218. They have so much more still to go here. They may not be able to close it out at this position, but they need to start... Team Acrylic needs to start thinking about their game plan from this point forward because they don't really have many other options left as they're down 2-0.
No, and if you look at your minimap here, it's all of Acrylic hitting old right now, but you've got to look towards new. It's 2:37, and Houston Spartans is already in full control of the plane right now. They only need 3 more seconds, or rather 5 more seconds. Here they go, 6 to go. Houston Spartans locking it down. They're in full control of this hill. 3, 2, 1. It's a contest, though, from the side of Acrylic, but it's going to amount to nothing. An absolute demolition job on Terminal. Get your brooms out, Houston. It's a clean sweep for the Spartans.
The only option you had was to send everything you could, but because they weren't able to get there early enough, you talked about it at the end, they were so focused on P2, they didn't think about getting to the plane quick enough, and that ends up leading to a free closeout there for the Houston Spartans, who have just been phenomenal all the way through, even with the fact that they had back-to-back close matches. That first map going down to the wire for a little while, and then they started to run away from it. Map 11, clutch save there from Choco, and then in the last one, it feels like the gas was empty, and every time they tried to get there, they couldn't drive in fast enough to get parked. They couldn't get a hold of that spot that they needed, and they just couldn't shut down the aggressive play from Houston, who non-stop, over and over again, were just dominant at every point.
Absolutely. I mean, couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, it really felt like that round 11 in map 2 was just kind of the gut punch, right? It took all of the wind really out of Team Acrylic's sails, and you could see it there in that map 3. Coming out a little bit deflated. They go down early off the first couple of hard points, and really it was Houston, as you said, just being dominant at every turn. It really felt like every rotation was won. Every new hard point that popped, they were there, they were ready to go, they had their setups, they were locking it down, and that terminal just looked like Houston's playground, man. I mean, there was nothing that Team Acrylic could do in that map 3. Close couple of maps through 2, but a 3-0 sweep for the Houston Spartans as they move on now to the winners finals here at this bracket. You look at it there, 250 to 219, 6-5, and then 250 to 102. An absolute decimation there on map 3.
Never getting to see Skid Row while we're on stream. It always gets close, but never, ever gets loaded into, as the Houston Spartans guarantee themselves a final 3 finish at minimum. The way they're playing, they might be standing at the top of that podium, but they will find the podium indeed no matter what as they move into the winners final set of this double elimination bracket with $8,000 on the line. You want to be able to make sure you get the greater piece of that, and they're not trying to share any bit of that pie the way that they've been playing.
No, not at all. And, you know, for the side of Team Acrylic, yes, they do move down into that loser's bracket as if production wouldn't mind. We're going to take a quick look at that bracket as well now, as Team Acrylic will fall down to the loser's side now, and I think they'll probably play the winner of, it looks like, Galaxy Gaming and Pobo Esports. Do not quote me on that. But the Houston Spartans now await the winner of New Jersey Prodigy and Fourth Space Esports, 2 teams that have really been making a lot of headway at this tournament, now having to go up against what looks like to be the end-all be-all of this tournament. I mean, do you see either of these teams being able to maybe knock the Houston Spartans down into that loser's final?
I don't know. We're going to find out and hear from one of the aces of the staff. Of course, they lead Conwa himself on what he thinks about that, because the way that they played, I don't know if anybody can. Conwa, not much else to say. Y'all were dominant.
Yep.
How are you feeling? How are y'all feeling going into the winners finals match after the way you played? The first 2 maps were very close. You were dominant off the rip. Had a little bit more of a closer set there on Search, but come Terminal, it was the Houston show.
Yeah, I mean, those are some of my best friends that I just played, so we know each other pretty well. We know the tendencies. So, but yeah, it was a good time. good match, and I'm sure we might be seeing them later today too.
Yeah, I was about to say, I mean, I've got the, great opportunity of getting to cast you time and time again, even a few weeks ago being on that Acrylic team, now having to go up against them. Did you have a little extra gas in the tank, maybe a chip on the shoulder playing those guys today? Because it felt like it when you almost dropped the 50 burger on sub base.
Yeah, no, I was, I mean, they're my boys, but there's a lot of chirping that goes back and forth, so.
Hey, sometimes you got to stand on business.
I said that. I'm standing on business right now.
47 in a map 1. I mean, you guys had to be feeling it out there. I mean, talk about that sub-base map because, we've been watching it throughout pro scrims and throughout this tournament. It just gets absolutely chaotic on that map. Talk to me about how you were just able to thrive in that chaos because, I mean, not only 47 kills, but only 20 deaths. A pretty nice KD to hang your hat on.
Yeah, so that's our first time playing that map this weekend, and we only had like 3 scrims as a team, and they didn't go great. I'm not gonna lie. We we were kind of getting ran through. On the respawns, and like the hard points were rough, and sub base was especially rough. First couple times we played it, we got 50-point clubbed. Like it was bad. And then the last time we played it, I was like, I think I'm just gonna run around like a dumbass and see what happens. And so I'm like, my mindset was like, I'm just gonna try and cause as much chaos as possible for the other team and try and make their life feel miserable, because that's how I feel when I play when I play that map. So I don't know. I just turn off the brain and start running around and have Chaco tell me what to do, and that's it.
Hey, well, you felt inevitable as you were the harbinger of chaos throughout the entirety of that first match.
And that's match. I was kind of fun.
Yeah, you were.
So there's a lot of COD to play. There's a lot of COD to play. I mean, I don't know if you guys have been getting updates, but I just heard that fucking Tigriz is up 2-0 on Exotic, Ramby, Chris Radial, and them, and I think they're winning map 3 right now too. So like, there's some crazy shit going on. So I mean, there's been crazy upsets all weekend. Like I want to say that real quick. Like fucking, I seen Killrook make some crazy upsets. I saw Chris Shett make some crazy upsets. I saw some guy named fucking Alu. I don't know who that is, but he looked like LeBron James on the map. Like there's Cal. There's shooters. Like there's a lot of shooters here. I was surprised. I thought there was maybe like 2 or 3 teams that were gonna be good, but there's like 15 teams here that are like actual shooters that like it's just coming down to who's been the most ready, most prepared.
I actually want to throw this to you real quick because we just got the update that the upset did happen.
No
Prodigy
way.
took 3-0 over.
I think
me and Tigres are in winners finals. Me and fucking Tigres. What the fuck?
I think we actually heard them through your mic screaming.
We did.
I think we heard them through your mic screaming. Yeah.
That's crazy.
They're screaming right now. I was about to say we can hear them right now screaming.
That's funny.
Conwa, we'll give you one more question. Sure. We'll let you get out of here. I've asked you time and time again before, but what's the script? You got to give us the script, man. What's happening today? What's the script, man?
I woke up feeling like a champion. That's all I know. But it's going to come down to whose mental is the best. That's all it is. Whoever's mental is the best today is going to win. So right now I feel like that's me, but could be Tigres, could be Chris Radial, could be Kex, could be any of these guys. Could be fucking Killrook. Probably not Killrook. He's got Zai on his team, and that guy's a bitch. So probably not them. But I feel pretty good about us. I feel like we could be a champion today.
Well, best of luck to you.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Free Shaner. Free Shaner. Thank you.
All right, well, let's go ahead and take a look at that bracket as we were just talking about it with it, because Conwa is feeling pretty confident going up against a huge upset there and the New Jersey Prodigy over 4th Space Esports. New Jersey Prodigy catching a lot of strays from commentary side yesterday. All they've been doing, though, is saying, we want that smoke. We're throwing hands, and it's going to be them. Jersey versus Houston in winners finals later. But before we get to that, of course, we'll be playing in the losers quarter side once we get the determination of whether the Saints in Newberry College or Galaxy Gaming and Pobo both get to that point. As you can see right now, the updates currently are both those are in a 2-to-1 set count.
Yeah, absolute pandemonium here at the Cheetahwanga Game Arena LAN. It's Championship Sunday. We couldn't ask for anything better than this. I mean, absolute pandemonium, really. I think I've lost a little bit from that interview, man. Always great scenes when you get Conwa on the mic, man. But We do have, as Ajax said, New Jersey Prodigy wanting all the smoke here, taking on what could be the best team in the tournament right now, as the Houston Spartans, 4th Space Esports, dropping down to face the winner of Saints and Newberry College, and Galaxy Gaming and Pobo Esports as well, fighting to get that shot against Team Acrylic. Ajax, from what we've seen this morning, I mean, talk to me right now. Who's the team you're rocking with? If you had to put some money down, who do you think is going to take the 8K at the end of the day?
Look, Houston looked incredible, but I still have a lot of bias to the way that Prod and the Saints have been playing throughout the entirety of this. However,
absolutely,
biasly, I have so much hope that we get to see the Saints versus 4th Space Esports, because the #1 overall seed being knocked down into the elimination side, 3-0 at that, you're going to be feeling some type of way. So maybe they play with a chip on their shoulder, they play phenomenal, or do we see the Saints run through them too after dropping that set up against Prodigy? So no matter what, I would love to see that one. Nothing against Newberry College, but I have a lot of hope in the Saints. And how are you feeling about who's going forward? Because we are going to be looking at what could be Pobo taking it over Galaxy, but that's still going on, and they might have that rematch from winners quarters yesterday with Team Acrylic and Galaxy.
Yeah, I mean, so many good teams still here in this tournament, and you're asking me who I really think. I mean, I gotta go with the Houston Spartans, man. I'm sorry, I know it might be a basic pick, but man, Kamwa is my guy. He never fails to make me lose full on the mic, man. And I really gotta rock with the Houston Spartans. I mean, a hot 3-0 over a really good team in Team Acrylic really shows you that they came out to swing today on Championship Sunday. And, talking about 4th Space Esports, I mean, you go down 0-3 in a match where you're really feeling confident. It's an upset match that you're not supposed to lose. They end up losing 0-3. If the Saints are able to pull it through and beat Newberry College, you are facing a Saints team that has been there when the going gets tough. They have been in clutch situations where they had to win time and time again, doing most of their games in the elimination losers bracket. They go up on a hot streak facing a team where, again, they're considered underdogs. You really got to watch out for the Saints here to knock off 4th Space Esports. Early in this Championship Sunday, we could see 4th Space Esports go 0-2.
So I knew that you were going to go with the Spartans, because I wanted to also go with the Spartans after Conway was there. But I brought this up for a reason. I really want to see a matchup of Prod and Proof versus Choco and Conwa at the end. I feel like they have all been playing on point. Everybody really gets rallied behind them once they start picking it up, and I feel like that would be such a great showdown at the end. But we'll see more of that later as we get ready for the upcoming matches. We're going to take it to a momentary break, whereas we get the next matches set up. When they finish those, we will give you all the updates. So everybody, go ahead, get yourself a little run to the bathroom, get yourself something to eat. We'll be right back with more of the Game Arena launch tournament with $8,000 on the line. Stick with us. We'll be right back.